smoke leopard, I guess. That certainly is Dennis Alexio. Earlier in the day, John had a chance to talk with Dennis Alexio. We told you earlier that Jeff Buck has only been beaten by super heavyweights. He's never been beaten by a heavyweight. Dennis says he doesn't really care.
Well, I'm fighting Jeff Buck tonight, defending my world heavyweight title. It's a pleasure to be back on television. I'd like to make this a daily habit, and I'm in great condition, and I'm looking forward to this fight. Jeff Buck's claim to fame is that he's only got 3 losses to super heavyweights. Well, I don't care about how much, these guys weigh. He's never fought anybody of my caliber that can hit like me or has the speed or determination. And that'll be his undoing tonight. I'm in great condition. I'm looking forward to it.
And thus saith the champion, Dennis Alexio, clad, as we say, in smoke leopard costume here. Let's go up to our ring announcer, Les Kynette.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and kickboxing fans. Welcome to the magnificent Harrah's Casino and Resort Hotel. We're located on the south shore of beautiful Lake Tahoe. We're in the Silver State of Nevada. We're here tonight for live professional ISKA World Heavyweight Championship Kickboxing. These bouts promoted by Harrah's of Lake Tahoe under the direction of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. And all of our exciting kickboxing bouts are sponsored by Coors Gold. Well, what we've all been waiting for, we are set to go. World's Heavyweight Championship ISKA. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of kickboxing for the ISKA Heavyweight Championship of the world. The officials for this bout are scoring judges, Mr. Doug Tucker, Mr. Keith McDonald, and Mr. Ed Fong. The kick judges for this championship bout, Mr. Scott Coker and Mr. Tony Thompson. The ISKA representative, Lena Miller. And the ISKA commissioner at ringside, Karen Turner. The principals, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first in the blue corner, coming down from Monroe, Michigan. He is 24 years of age and stands 6 foot 3 inches tall. He weighed in this afternoon at 194 pounds. He has a professional kickboxing record of 18 wins, 3 losses, and no draws, with 6 of those wins via the knockout route. He is currently the ISKA number 7 world-ranked heavyweight contender and is currently the WKA North American heavyweight champion. Let's welcome Jeff Buck. Jeff Buck, ladies and gentlemen. And introducing to my left, fighting out of the red corner, currently making Los Angeles, California his hometown. He is 28 years of age, stands an even 6 foot tall, weighed in this afternoon at 192 pounds. He has a professional kickboxing record of 31 wins, 1 loss, and no draws. 26 of those wins via the knockout route. He is the current ISKA heavyweight champion of the world, Dennis Alexio. Referee for this World Championship bout, Mr. Bill Miller.
Fighters in 2 seconds. Fighters in seconds. Seconds, can I get you to introduce yourselves to each other? Seconds, thank you. Gentlemen, this is a 12-round world title bout. I will expect that you will both conduct yourselves as champions at all times. There is no clinching or holding. There is no attacking below the belt. In the event of a knockdown or a standing 8 count, the standing fighter will go to the furthest neutral corner that I will direct him to, and he will remain there until I call him out. You must obey my verbal commands at all times. Any questions for me, gentlemen? Best of luck to both of you.
Well, here we are, John. What we've been waiting for, 12 rounds scheduled. Don't think there's many people here that'll think it'll go that far, do you?
Well, you know, I would have said no, except that Jeff Buck has gone 10 rounds with Brad Hefton, and that's not easy to do. I think Jeff Buck is probably figuring he's going to move and use his reach advantage and try to win a decision. He probably doesn't have many illusions about knocking Dennis Alexio out.
Timekeeper ready, fighters, begin.
And the start of this fight, Alexio in the smoked leopard pants. You will see Jeff Buck in the maroon pants. Jeff Buck, as you can see, the taller of the two fighters. You know, another factor, John, is that Dennis hasn't had a whole lot of work in the last year either. So he said to me earlier in the day that he thought he might like this to go for a while just to get some work in. Last two fights he's had have been fairly early-ending fights. Good kick by Alexio there.
Dennis Alexio likes to knock people out, so I don't know. That might be just hedging a bit in case it takes him a while longer than he'd like.
Could be. Could be. Jeff Buck, you know, because he's spread out over the three taller inches, doesn't look as bulky as Alexio. Takes a good doubled up on that kick there by Alexio.
Alexio is not tall for a heavyweight. He's just barely 6 feet tall, but he kicks like he's taller because he has good flexibility and he's got good combinations with his kicks. He's got a lot of variety of kicking skills, so he makes up for a lot of reach problems accordingly.
And Jeff Buck being very careful on those ropes. A lot of caution from Buck in those clinches.
So far, Buck has just moved around. He really hasn't done a lot yet.
Alexio is certainly throwing some hard kicks this evening. Good punch up underneath there by Alexio. Another good uppercut by Alexio. Fighting with his back to the ropes. Referee Bill Miller breaking. 30 seconds left in this first round. First of 12 scheduled.
Don't use those ropes, but
Buck seems a little tentative. You know, he's keeping that head kind of back and flinching a little bit. He already, I think, is respecting that right-hand power from Dennis Alexio.
As well he should. He's seen the records. He knows what Dennis does with that right hand. As we come down to the end now of round one in this World Heavyweight Championship fight, Coors Super Fights, the Battle of Champions continues. Round two, scheduled 12 for the Heavyweight Championship of the World. Dennis Alexio in the patterned trunks. On the left of your screen, Jeff Buck, the challenger, in the maroon trunks with the yellow stripe down the side. In the first round, John, what did you score? How did you score it?
I had Dennis Alexio hit 10-9. Buck seemed to be using that as just an education round. He wanted to move around and get a feel for Alexio.
Alexio, good education right there. That round kick from Alexio, a little high to the head. And Jeff Buck, clearly not the stronger of these two fighters, would you say, John?
No, he's not physically real strong, but he's got a pretty good jab, and he's used it pretty well so far in the opening moments of the second round here.
And once again, he did go 10 with Brad Hefton, so you got to know he's got some staying power to him.
fight it out, guys. Fight it out in here.
Well, he's staying a little more active, and you know, which might be a little dangerous for him. Somebody's bleeding. I can't tell exactly where the blood's coming from.
Looks like there might be just a little bit of a scrape on the side of Jeff Buck's cheek.
That's your first warning for holding, bud. Do not hold. Go.
Buck holding, getting a little warning from Bill Miller. Good right into the ribs from Alexio, and another right, two rights up underneath. Alexio does very well inside, John.
Oh, he's so strong. He really does. He bores in there. He uses that upper body strength. He wears you down, and he's trying to get those elbows down. He throws a lot of kicks and a lot of punches right around the lower ribs, pulls those elbows down, and, of course, that leaves the head an easy target.
It sure does, and he's doing it again here tonight. Just about 30 seconds left in round two of the scheduled 12. Jeff Buck with a good right hand off of a couple of kicks.
In order for Buck to really be effective in this fight, he's got to establish some kind of an offensive attack. He can't fight defensively and win a fight. He's going to have to go out there and use the front hand or use the front leg and score some points with it.
And as we come down to the end of round two, Coors Super Fights will continue.
A special.
That's your first warning, guys. Round three, bud. Watch your head. Go.
Third round, scheduled 12.
I don't know if that happened with the right hand. The right hand seemed like it landed more on the face, but that could have been resulting in maybe a headbutt.
I think so. Earlier in the round, remember we saw some blood a little bit. Jeff Buck, the taller of these two fighters, and the challenger here. Dennis Alexio in the patterned trunks. He calls them smoked leopard. Good right hand by Alexio on that one. Alexio working inside. Works very well inside. That's where he scores a lot of points, as John said earlier.
Buck shows some power with his own kicking skills there. He threw a good back round kick that landed strong.
World Heavyweight Championship on the line here is Dennis Alexio, the champion. John, how'd you score that last round?
Once again, I have Dennis Alexio winning that round 10-9. He's ahead 20-18 on my scorecard.
A couple of good right-hand uppercuts inside. Now a left-hand uppercut or two. Alexio holding on the ropes.
But you hold him down. Don't hold. Go.
Alexio just keeps boring in there. He just keeps coming at your ribs. You know, John, he just does it and does it and does it. It's just, he looks like he could do it forever.
Alexio will go up here and he'll set a pace and he'll stay with that pace for 12 rounds. You know, I think a lot of times his opponents think, well, he's got to take a rest or he's got to start getting tired. But he doesn't. He's just relentless.
30 seconds left in round 3. A good spinning back fist by Alexio. Alexio landed hard with it. Here's an uppercut underneath. Good shot, didn't you say, John?
Very good shot. Clean shot that seemed to stagger Jeff Buck. Caused him to lean on Alexio and tie him up a little bit.
We're coming down to the end now of round number 3. And the action will... Oh, not good left kick by Alexio. The action will continue in round 4 after this.
Like a good old pair of blue jeans, like a signpost up ahead.
Round number 4, the heavyweight championship of the world on the line. Dennis Alexio, the champion, on the right of your screen. Jeff Buck, the challenger, to the left. Through 3 rounds, John, how do you have it scored?
Once again, Alexio 10-9 in round 3 makes him have a 3-point lead, 30-27 after only 3 rounds. So he's dominating in this fight. Jeff Buck, though, is awkward. He's kind of got that awkward kicking style. He's long-legged, long arms. He hasn't done a bad job, but he certainly hasn't been able to score any real points.
2 good kicks there by Alexio. The first of those 2 more effective. As Buck was on the rope, takes a right hand underneath. That shot right there by Alexio, if it had landed, would have ended this fight, I believe, John.
You know, Alexio seems like he gets frustrated when people don't get knocked out quick. He likes for him to go down. He's just like, okay, this isn't fast enough pace. I'll just pick it up another notch.
Well, absolutely. How dare that man not stand in front of me while I'm trying to punch him? And again, Dennis Alexio, the champion, is back to you now. Jeff Buck taking a left, the challenger, moves away from the ropes.
A lot of pushing and shoving there. Both fighters kind of using the strength and pushing the other guy around.
And so far, Jeff Buck already has been warned twice for holding, so the next time probably will be a penalty. That's something that'll come up. A left hand there as Buck was getting his balance back from leaning on the ropes. Alexio landed. That kick there taken on the gloves. That'll be a slip.
Now, Alexio will watch that and he'll be mad because he don't like to fall down.
Ooh, there's a spin kick into the ribs, and Jeff Buck is down. 30 seconds left in the round, and Jeff Buck is down and through the ropes. Took that spinning heel kick into the ribs. He is up. He has to survive. 20 seconds. There's another one. It doesn't land. Alexio all over him.
His body was hurt, definitely hurt on that. You could see it in his eyes. Alexio trying to come across and work on the body again. He wants to hit him with another body shot.
And look at that left arm down to block the ribs. Takes another left hand from Alexio as the round ends. And Jeff Buck definitely hurt with that shot very much. And you could see him blocking that same set of ribs in case he would get hit there again. Boy, I'll tell you, that was some dandy spin kick.
Oh, that's exactly the way you want it to go in there. You throw it low and you throw it tight, and you lock out that knee as you thrust your body into that back side kick, or reverse side kick, or spinning back kick.
Now tell the folks what you mean, lock out the down knee or lock out the kicking knee?
Lock out the kicking knee, and if you're also locking out the support leg, as the kicking leg locks, you get double thrust off of both legs.
Boy, if we get a chance to see that kick on replay, maybe we can, John, we'll be able to see, I think, exactly what you were just saying here.
We're going to see Dennis Alexio gets kind of a running start here, moves in and just really torques and comes around. It slips right through. And, oh, I tell you, that makes you want to go into water skiing or really anything. You know,
yeah.
Just, oh, no.
Anything but one more of those. Well, the start of round 5 coming up. And here we go. Alexio looks like he wants to do a little work in there. And again, as we told you earlier, there had been 2 warnings. That will cost Jeff Buck a point that he cannot afford for holding there. Referee Bill Miller does not take a lot of guff from fighters, and that's what you want at a championship referee.
Now, Bill Miller does a great job. He's right on top of things, and you're right. He calls the tight ring.
Alexio with his back to the ropes, doing most of the work in there. Jeff Buck leaning on him. He's the challenger.
Watch the head, Dennis. Watch the head.
You know, it just surprises me that Buck is wanting to make this an inside fight. I don't know whether he has so much respect for Alexio's kicking power that he wants to try to jam those kicks and keep him getting hit. I guess after being hit with that back kick in the last round, that's what he'd like to do.
Good front kick there by Alexio. As we can see, there he goes for that same set of ribs. And Jeff Buck kind of shaking. He said, good right hand. Buck is hurt. Buck is hurt with that right hand. Inside, Alexio lands a couple. Jeff Buck really got nailed with a right hand. He's on the ropes. Alexio back into that rib again that he knocked him down with, and there he goes again. Dennis will do that forever.
I'll tell you, what happens is that these guys, these opponents get in here, and they feel the pace that he sets, and they feel the power, and they think that's the best he's got. And there he goes again.
Took into the ribs again. Jeff Buck is down. He is down, and he is hurt, and I don't know if he's going to get up. He's got to survive just under 30 seconds if he does. But again, that's it. Referee Bill Miller has stopped the fight. Referee Bill Miller has stopped this fight. And Dennis Alexio has retained his World Heavyweight Championship in the 5th round. As we said, John, he loves to go with that left kick, the left hook into the ribs, and he got him hurt with that one, and it's where he went for the rest of the time.
He went right after that to the same place that the kick hits. You know, the kick came around and caught Jeff Buck in the lower ribs, right on his right side, and then Alexio followed up with that left hook, and the first real clean one that he hit him with did the job.
You know, you think getting hit like that, well, you know, but those hurt real, maybe worse than getting hit in the head.
Oh, well, you know, a lot of guys can take a headshot a lot more than they can a body shot.
Let's take a look at this replay here.
And when you got a tall guy here, we got Jeff Buck, who's, you know, again, 6 feet 3 inches tall, right hand that hurts him. There's that left hook.
Right into the ribs again.
Left hook right under the elbow is one that really dug in there and did the job.
Well, you have to admire Alexio. If he's nothing, if he is not predictable, Dennis Alexio going to the ribs, going downstairs, making you hurt real bad. We'll take a look at the knockdown here.
Once again, you can see how Buck is keeping that right elbow, trying to tuck and protect those ribs. He's hurt already. He doesn't want to throw any right hand because it leaves him vulnerable. Alexio is just going to dig in with that right hand. Here it comes, the left hook. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Right there, and that's it. No more.
Better him than us, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, Dennis Alexio has retained his heavyweight championship of the world here. We are ready to go up to the ring announcer.
Oh, kickboxing fans, lightning has struck quick here tonight at Harrah's Tahoe. The end coming at 1 minute and 32 seconds of round number 5. Winner by knockout and still ISKA heavyweight champion of the world, Dennis Alexio.
Well, there you have the official result. Dennis Alexio retaining his heavyweight crown at 132 of the 5th round. We will be right back. John Worley will have a chance to talk with Dennis right after this. Welcome back to Harrah's in Lake Tahoe, where we have just seen Dennis Alexio retain his heavyweight championship with a knockout in the 5th round, 1 minute and 32 seconds. John Worley is up there with Dennis. John?
Well, Dennis, nice job. It took you a little while to get untracked with him.
Yeah, he was a little awkward for me. He kind of hung back and, you know, used his reach and kept me off balance a little bit. It took me a little while to warm up. I should have feinted him a little more. You know, I don't know how sharp I looked. I don't think I looked that sharp, you know, as far as my opinion. But, you know, he hung in there pretty good, and I don't know, it took me a little while to get him out of there. I just wish he would have sat still for a minute. I mean, I'm not asking too much.
Well, you know, really, you think about it, it's the first time he's been knocked out or first time he's been knocked down.
Yeah, I guess that's good. I should have taken him out earlier, but I guess it took me a little while to warm up, and I don't know, this is kind of slippery. I'm not making excuses. I should have finished him up earlier, but I'm happy with my performance. I didn't really get touched at all. We had butted a couple times unintentionally, but you know.
We've got a shot at that first shot that really did the job on him, the kick. I want you to take a look at the monitor down here and tell us what was going on now.
Well, I look like the referee's in the way right now. Yeah, I countered up his roundhouse kick and cut. Oh, that looks good. Kind of with a nice heel on the body. I countered up his roundhouse kick and took advantage of it.
Was the idea that because he was so tall to go out and try to work the body and really wear him down there?
Yeah, I should have been doing that earlier. I started kind of headhunting a little bit and getting over anxious. I was kind of leaning. I wasn't sitting down on my punches as well as I should have. And you know, I fought a couple weeks ago, but I just got to stay more active and get in the ring more often. I want to fight as much as possible, and I'll fight anybody out there. And I'm an active champion, and I'll fight anybody as long as they're worthy. So all you guys out there to listen, and, you know, I got a phone number. Get a hold of me because I'd love to do it.
We got another shot here. You know, after the back kick to the body, did you go ahead and decide to go out and try to finish the body then?
Yeah, and I knew right when I threw it that he was, you know, he was stepping back, and I telegraphed it way too much. He was holding on to me quite a bit, and he only got warmed a couple times. That's the body shot I caught him with right there, and you know, it was a good body shot, but hey, I should have broke my waist over more and stuck it through his ribs and out his back.
We talked to Brad Hefton just a couple of weeks ago. He looked very impressive. One of the last things he said was, I'd like to see Dennis Alexio in the ring. What do you think?
Shit, I'd love to see Brad Hefton anytime, any place, and he doesn't instill a bit of fear in me, and you know, we can get on anytime you want, and you know, he's a good fighter, and I'm looking forward to fighting him. If he wants to get down, let's get it together and let's make some money and get it on network television. My pleasure, man. Please.
You know, Brad Hefton and Dennis Alexio, I don't think there would be a better matchup or a more interesting one, or one the fans want to see more anywhere in this sport, Dan.
I'll tell you, John, an excellent matchup. If we can put it together, I think everybody'd enjoy that one. Don't go away, folks. John and I will be right back on Score.